Hello, hello, and welcome everybody. Welcome to the second event of the Listen and Learn webinar series. I've did learn and listen and learn. I'm just gonna stick with uh, listen and learn. How about that? All right. So for tonight, I'm in my office, y'all. So I've been doing some changing up and all those good things. First of all, I want to say greetings to everyone. I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm on this Sunday. I'm so happy to hear reports. I'm trying to get this adjusted, y'all. So I'm sorry. I am so happy to hear reports of, you know, people in my community that have gotten the power put back on, my family members, especially with Hurricane Helene. Ooh, she was rough. And so, even so with that, I also too learned a lot, and God has been dealing with me in so many ways. I don't know if y'all know or not, but usually just about every weekend I go out and I do community service. And I always tell y'all all the time, like this bottle, everything in the bottle belongs to you. Anything that's, flowing over the bottle is your overflow. That's what you can give to. Well, I've been giving and giving and giving a lot. And this weekend I was, I had plans to do this and do that. And God really dealt with my spirit and he said, no. He said, this weekend you are going to reset. And I was like, reset? What's wrong with me? Just trying to figure out, what's going on, why, and it is very important. I'm gonna share this right quick too, for those that just in case there are people that may want to join but don't realize that I'm live right now. So, you know, I didn't realize I was giving so much of myself, to the point of, my sleep had been a little bit off, and then we've got a lot of things going on family wise. Of course, you all see with the various things that's happening, you know, from you know, uh, people dying, power outages, just a lot of tragedy. And I know that good and evil coexist in the world, but it's like part of me is still like, why do bad things always happen to good people? I know the answer, but it's like I don't want it to happen. And so I'm putting this in right now. But just really reflecting on that. And I think, because there was so much tragedy, it almost, in its own way, kind of took its own toll on me. And God was like, nope, you're going to have to take a step back. And I need you to reset so that I can talk to you and so that you can think clearly. And I was like, man, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. A lot of times we think that we're doing the right thing, but we've got to make sure that we don't do so much that we give out. And don't feel bad also because you choose you. You have to sometimes. There's so much going on in the world, and I get it. We all want to fix every single thing. But everyone, in reality, you can't. But what you can do is make a positive impact where you are and make sure you stay healthy. Um, ensure that you are having a clear heart and clear mind whenever you are making decisions in this life. And as long as you're making good decisions that's not causing anyone else any harm, then I say go for it. Go for it. But you've got to make sure at the same time, um, you've got to go back and remember at the same time that you are important. And sometimes people pleasing can be a trauma response. And it's not necessarily the easiest trauma response to recover from. And if you don't watch it, you'll find yourself going back into it, back into it. So sometimes if God tell you, hey, I need you to sit back for a second. I need you to reset. I need you to make sure that the direction that you're going into is the right direction. And that's what I did all weekend. I went and visited. Well, me and my friend Secret, we went and got something to eat. And then today, instead of going to church, God was like, just go to Walmart. I went to Walmart. I'm like, God, I go to Walmart and stuff. I'm going to spend money. I went to Walmart, went to Sam's Club. But before any of that happened, a process happened. Before I even walked out the door, I went, make sure my trash was there. But, God spoke to my spirit, say, look in your refrigerator. Looked in my refrigerator. And I realized that I've been so busy going and going and going that my fresh produce, and I always keep fresh produce in my refrigerator, had gone bad. And then I took a look at my bank statement and I was eating a lot of processed food. And I don't know if y'all know it or not, but I am on a journey to lose weight. And so having a bunch of processed food is not necessarily good for you because I normally cook my meals. And so I was like, okay. And I have, various financial goals. Um, there's, of course, studying for school and whatnot. I just got my notary. Um, it's just quite a few things that I am working on. And God's like, okay, reset, because you're only one person. That's it. You're only one person. So I'm reminding you that you too are only one person. Only one person. But you are still powerful. You are. You see this? Oh, there it goes. I messed up on this last time. See this, J. Marie Inc. LLC? My company now is 4 years old. I started it in 2020. And some people like, well, you're getting rich off of this and that. I didn't make it to get rich. Initially, I started just doing the LLC because I needed a tax write-off. But the services that I provide was services that I was just doing for people for free. I will not to toot my own horn, but God has blessed me with many, many gifts. But I turned my gifts into an LLC. So I provide lots and lots of services. And then, I also launched my podcast, which was J. Marie Speaks. And also, with my friend Tia, we launched my pop-up shop, which is J. Marie Speaks. And it's on printify.com. But there are just so many avenues, and she runs that part. I don't even have to do anything but just come up with designs of things that I want and just say the products. But I learned the power of networking. You can't do everything by yourself. That's exhausting. But I have people in my village to be able to support me. If I don't know, if I get a client and I'm able to provide some services, but not all, I will outsource that client to someone that is a sponsor or someone that I'm in partnership with or a network with. And I meet a lot of people when I go in the community too. But resetting this weekend, oh, it worked wonders. It even gave me a chance to cry a little bit. And I needed to. I needed to. I saw my friend Jessica today and, just passing by Walmart. And, she had thanked me for pouring into her life last week. I didn't even realize I did. I didn't know I even called her at her lowest point, but she came in my spirit and I was like, let me give her a ring. And, she's got a baby on the way. And I just let her know to let her husband know too. If the baby comes, if it's in the middle of the night, if y'all need me to get the kids or anything, y'all just let me know and I'll be there. But that's what friends do. That is what friendship is for. Friends are an extension of your family. But I think many people forget about that. And they forget that friendship is an active word. And sometimes people may be suffering in silence and you don't even know. Jessica told me something that, it took me back, but She's known me long enough to know my journey. And it was at one point, y'all, I was broken. Mm. Y'all, I was so broken inside. I felt destroyed inside. You say, what happened? Well, I lost my mother. I had dealt with a lot of grief from that. And I felt lost. And I was a mother myself. And then, my grandmother. And God had to snap me back. And like a phoenix, I rose from the ashes of my pain. Because, see, yes, grief is a part of life, but we are not supposed to stay there. I tell you all the time, I keep talking about that Lot's wife's, I call it the Lot's wife syndrome. You don't know, she got that look back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. She had one job, and that was to keep moving forward, but she didn't. So she stayed anchored in the past. That's many of us. That was me at one point in time, but not anymore. Even when I feel myself getting stuck, God sends someone my way to remind me to keep going and that He's got me. Seriously. Same thing with y'all. He's got you. Through these messages that I send to you all and I give these lives, uh, sometimes I get people saying, well, did you have anybody join your live? Did you have anybody? I said, no, everybody doesn't join, and whether one person, two persons, whether anybody or nobody joins, one day this message is going to get to somebody that needs it at the right time. I know. I know. I've been there, done that. And from my own life experiences, I don't mind sharing with you if it can help bring you through. And even if it doesn't, it's going to help somebody. But I want to give you hope. Understand that, you know, we can't help the cards that we were dealt, you know? And you got to make the best of what you have and try to stay positive and make a positive impact on the world. But through all of that, you got to remember to keep loving you. You got to sometimes step back, learn the power of no, because no is a complete sentence. And this includes your jobs. You can't always accept every assignment. If you're getting overtime, are you really reaping the benefits of that overtime? Or is it just throwing you into another tax bracket where the government comes and snatches that overtime pay away? And then it looks like you only made $50 for all that time that you put in. I need y'all to really think about that. You all have the opportunity to be the best versions of yourself at all times, in any given time. And I'm here to remind you all to do so. Y'all give me a second. My son is calling, and I will let him know I can't talk right now because I'm talking to you. And I am going to continue to show up every single Sunday until the last Sunday in December. And I'm sure by the end, God is going to have me on another journey. But we'll see. This is not going to tell you that my life is perfect or nothing like that. Because I'm going to tell you, y'all, I had to do some repent. Because it was so many things that happened. I'm going to be honest with you and be real with you. I was cussing like a sailor because I was so furious and in disbelief that someone was hurting someone I love. And that someone that I love was hurting themselves. And I know the Bible says anger and sin not, but look here. Y'all, I'm human. And I don't like people to suffer unnecessarily. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And I fight for my family. Even if people don't fight for me, I still fight for them. I do. I do. And hopefully through these broadcasts that you see that I'm also fighting for you, because I want you to know that you can win. Don't let anyone make you feel less than who you are. I'll give y'all an example. Had I listened to a guidance counselor, I'll say in particular, when I was in high school, um, I wouldn't be able to have successfully raised my kids. I would not have graduated from college with my master's, bachelor's, or associate's degree. I'm in school now. I just took my project management course, and I am taking an appraisal course. But the words that man said pierced my heart. Pierced my heart, y'all. And it made me look at myself as a failure. And somehow God spoke to me in some kind of way to let me know that this is only a test for your testimony. That's it. Now all three of my children are adults, and they're flourishing in their own way, and they have their downfalls and setbacks just like anybody else. But I encourage them to keep going. And I encourage the same thing with you. Look, some of y'all had to throw out a lot of food and whatnot, but there's power in the reset because it makes you prioritize what's important. See, getting that overtime on your job didn't matter to you when you realized that the lights was off in your house and you had no water and your family was in jeopardy or in danger, your safety. I call it going back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If the basic needs of your life aren't satisfied, you're not going to be able to move from that part or from that point in life. So I hope that all of us have the chance and opportunity to reset. I did. This weekend gave me a lot of clarity. I got to finish my book, finish my homework, and make sure that I don't allow my 9 to 5 to affect my mood as I have been doing, nor the personal problems of other people. Because I'm an empath, I gotta, I have to keep coaching myself. Yes, I'm a business, I'm a life, I'm a professional and life coach. And I'm a professional life coach, and I'm also a professional business coach and a life coach. Y'all, it's been a long weekend because I've been designing, moving, everything. So my apologies. But I've also got like videos and responsibilities at church that I have to make sure that I maintain and I get done too, and also to my sorority. So, and my community, but most of all, to God and myself. And I'm still a mom, full-time mom. My kids are, they're grown and stuff, but I still cheer my babies on. Let them know. Working on my daughter. I don't know. Girl moms, are y'all okay out there? Ugh. Gets a little rough with being a girl mom. Just a little rough sometimes, but y'all keep us in prayer, okay? And even with your relationships with your children and with your family, all of that, sometimes you got to forgive and reset. Because if that person closes their eyes today, would anything y'all argued about even matter? Would it? I can tell you it would not. It would not at all. So if you don't do anything but take these few key points that I'm getting ready to tell you back with you, do that. 1, step back and learn to be by yourself. You've got to be comfortable being by yourself. Then you need to also be comfortable with hearing the sound of your own voice, and learn to be vocal with how you're feeling. You may have to be tactful on the presentation, but never, ever, ever neglect you. You are so important, and your voice deserves to be heard, and your feelings are validated. Maybe your situation or tragedy may not have been like anyone else, but because it affected you in a negative way, it needs to be resolved. It just doesn't need to sit out there and linger and fester inside of you like a sore and start running. It needs to be healed. And I need you to have the courage to be brave enough to stand up for you. Let me look up that quote. And I love this quote, but I like to give credit to whoever said in this case, I think it was two people, but if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. It's one of my favorite quotes. And I'm going to say the name. Okay, there it is. But it's two people that actually did it. Okay, so they give credit to Alexander Hamilton, but it was done by Alexander Hamilton, and I think it was later said in a different way by Malcolm X and a couple of other people. Malcolm X's quote was, "A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything." So, just a little bit different, but they both have the same meaning. So I need you to stand for you. I need you to choose today and fight for you. I need you to reset. And I understand many of you may have lost your homes. I know in North Carolina it's really bad. Some people's homes are underwater. And I heard tragedy, and like my cousin, he went over the Tennessee Bridge, or it's a bridge in Tennessee, and the water rose so high that it covered the bridge. It took the bridge out. And so they're having to reroute I think, in Knoxville. So, you know, as Americans, we are strong. Globally, wherever you are as humanity, we are strong. But together we stand, divided we fall. That was also somebody else's quote too. Let me say that too. Y'all, I told y'all. The first time I ever heard of that was on Good Times, which was a show that I watched when I was uh, growing up. But and divided we fall. They said fall. All right, so on here, let's see who gives the phrase. United we stand, divided we fall. Doesn't necessarily give a person the credit, but Patrick Henry. Oh, I love Patrick Henry. I had to memorize uh, one of his speeches, Call to Arms, when I was a child. But it says Patrick Henry used the phrase in his last public speech given in March 1799, in which he denounced the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions. Clasping his hands and swaying unsteadily, Henry declaimed, "Let us trust God in our better judgment to set us right hereafter. United we stand, divided we fall," is what he said. And that came from, it looks like an excerpt from Wikipedia. But however the case is, that has such a great meaning to me. And I hope it has a great meaning to you. Something else that I wanted to make you all aware of. I met a lady today. Her name is Deborah. And she sent me her flyer. They apparently are having a community fall festival. And with the community fall festival, it's the Leroy S. McCoy Senior Foundation. It's the Hope Foundation, and what they do is they feed the community uh, to help combat homelessness. She used to be a social worker. Now she's going to school. I think she said to get a master's to further her nonprofit organization. This is, I don't know if y'all can see it because of the glare of the light, but just so y'all will see it, this is the flyer. If you are on my Facebook page, J. Marie Speaks, I will be posting the flyer there. She said that it is still time if you are a vendor to be able to get a vending spot. There are different prices depending on the vendor, but it's pretty reasonable. I was very blessed because after talking with me, she said, "You're just giving an informational." She said, she said, "You need to have a table yourself. Tell people about what you do, the services that you provide." And she said, "I'm not charging you anything." I said, "What?" And that right there is just the favor of God. I tell people all the time, it's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. Because oftentimes we're going to fall. You might fall 2, 3 times in a day, but it's not the end of the world. If you need some guidance, and y'all, I tell you advice based upon, some research, but not only that, my life experiences. I can't make this stuff up. I do not look like what I've been through. And I don't wish what I've been through to my worst enemy. I don't. And I don't think, to be honest, I ain't got none other than the devil. But, I don't believe in like holding grudges and stuff with people. I'll avoid people, but, that I know are not so kind, but I don't believe in holding grudges and all that other stuff. Time is so precious, and I'm not wasting my time on negativity. Just keep in mind, my podcast again is J. Marie Speaks. It's also now an LLC. Yay! If you want to pick up some merchandise for J. Marie Speaks, you can go to J Marie Speaks at printify.com. I think that's what it is. J Marie Speaks at printify.com. I think what I'm going to do also is probably for you all so that you can know what my different websites are. See if I can put that information in this chat for you. So that way you all will be able to just go to my website, and it has the links to everything. And so I want to make sure that you all see it. And once you do that, you can always go and you can link to my website, connect with services, subscribe, however you feel that I can be a blessing to your life. Again, if you have a dream, hope, aspiration, reset and restart. If you put it down, get your mentality together and put yourself in a situation where you can get it restarted. It's time. Y'all, for other people, we have put our own dreams and stuff aside. People don't believe in us, and if you think millionaires that weren't born into money became millionaires overnight, you have another thing coming to you. And if you are an entrepreneur, tell the truth of your story. Let people know that doing this, being an entrepreneur, is not easy. And going out here and getting a bunch of loans is the wrong thing to do. Don't do that. My company has zero debt. My other company has zero debt. And yes, I wasn't putting 110% in there, but God is working on me, y'all. He is. Because I have a duty to spread the message of love and light, and add some laughter to that too. And I'm sure I got people that don't necessarily believe in what I do, and that's okay. You are entitled to your opinion. So again, whether by few or by many, I'm going to keep giving you all some great information to hopefully help you in your life, to give you the courage to take that next step for you, because you are valuable, you are important, and we need you. God sent you on earth for a mission. out what it is. Don't be afraid. And don't let other people block your blessings. Step back from them. Find your tribe. Uplift. Stay. Pour good things into your life, into your heart. And with grief, I know it's not easy. My mother's been deceased now 20 years this year. And my grandmother, who was like a mom to me too, she died as about 2 years going, about 2 years with grandma. And they rocked my world. Y'all, like, it really shook me up. But they're still alive, just in a different way. Love is a frequency that travels beyond time. And I'm here for it. And I know my mama's proud of me. And I know my grandma's proud of me, and my papa, and my other grandma, my other grandpa, and all of my family that loves me. I am my ancestors' legacy. And I'm going to do what I was called to do on this earth, which is to help whomever may need it. So, that being said, I am your host, Miss J. Marie, or Jamila Hillary Harris. And I bid you all a good night. I will see you all soon next Sunday. Catch up. If you didn't look at the webinar series last week, go back, take a look, come up with some questions, get used to the times. But either way, they're still here for you. God bless. Bye.